What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a thirsty Thursday, June 6th, 2024. Hope you're having a good week. Winding it down here, starting off another month of summer. Um, Please visit thebuckeyecast.com. Check out the shop. Support the show. I'd greatly appreciate it. Got the video vault there. Don't forget about that. That's constantly being updated with new recruiting videos. Every video is commercial free. I ripped those suckers out of there. There are no commercials in the video vault. Give it a free trial for 3 days. I think you won't be dissatisfied. I think. I don't know. Anyway, we're doing a freshman focus again this week. We're trying to do one every week. We're talking about Dominic Kirks out of Paynesville. Perfect place for a defensive player to come from, right? So let's talk about him. Dominic's 6'4", 255, coming out of Paynesville, Riverside High School. He is a four-star, 9.297, nationally ranked 163, number 24 D lineman, number 8 player in the great football state of Ohio. So Dominic was Dom Kirks. I don't know. We'll call him Dommy. I don't know. Kirks was destined to be a Buckeye. He attended 2 different high schools, though, and had a knee injury his senior year. So it was kind of created a roller coaster in his recruitment at times. So Kirk's committed to Washington on June 30th, 2023, almost a year ago. But he didn't sign with the Huskies in the early signing period in December. Then in January, UW's defensive line coach Eric Schmidt left the program to take a DC job at San Diego State. Kirks looked to stay much closer to home. So even though he was committed to Washington, Kirks visited Ohio State during the 2023 season for the Maryland game in October. After Kalen DeBoer left Washington for the Bama job, obviously Nick Saban retired and all that shit, Kirks decommitted after DeBoer left for the Bama job. So he decommitted from the Huskies. A day later, he made an official visit to Ohio State, and he left Columbus with finally getting that Ohio State offer. So less than a week later, January 20th, Dominic committed to the Buckeyes. He was the 3rd defensive lineman in the 2024 class, alongside Edric Houston, Eric Mensah. He was the last player to join Ohio State's 2024 recruiting class. Ryan Day said on signing day back in February, quote, "It was a little bit late in the process, but we saw somebody that had a lot of talent. Then Larry spent some time with him, and then we brought him down here on a visit to see about the fit. I think that's important because the position coaches and Mark Pantoni do a lot of the evaluating. And then it's my job as the head coach to see if there's a fit culturally and can they embrace what it means to be a Buckeye." He went on to say, "I think when Dom came down, you quickly saw that this was what he wanted. He wanted to be a Buckeye. He's from the state of Ohio. He understands the rivalry. There's a lot was positive there. He knows he knows he's going to have to work and compete. So excited to see how things go with him." So in high school, Kirk showed his athleticism, both football and basketball. In football, he used his big frame to give opposing linemen nightmares on Friday nights, and he showed his speed to rush from the edge and strength to run opposing interior linemen over. He spent his first 3 years at Villa Angeles St. Joseph in Cleveland, school of Bo Jackson. Then he transferred to Riverside in Paynesville. The move jump-started Kirk's recruitment to Ohio State, given how well he played his final season in high school. He had a great senior year. He racked up 86 tackles, 17 TFLs, 11 sacks, a pick, 4 pass deflections, and only played in 7 games due to a knee injury. So most likely, he's not going to have an immediate impact at Ohio State. His first season is probably going to be a redshirt season. So Kirks will be a summer enrollee as well, so he's just now getting to campus. Um, and the two deep is loaded at D line all across the board. Jack, JT, Caden Curry, Kenyatta Jackson. So at 6'4", 255, Kirks doesn't really need to add much more weight. Probably needs to trim some fat, put on some good muscle, but the speed of the game is what's going to take the most time to pick up, you know. Uh, his head coach at Riverside High School talked about what position Kirks would probably play at the next level. He said, quote, "It's interesting because Coach Larry Johnson reminded him that when he comes to OSU, he doesn't have to worry about bulking up at this point in time. That'll evolve and take care of itself. But he wanted him in shape and to hit the ground running. His weight that he's at right now is totally fine with Ohio State. They want to see how his feet improve, his hips, and his flexibility, his use of hands, and things like that." He went on to say that there's a lot that he can work on, and he knows he can work on it. He's such a gifted athlete right now, but that's a very positive development. So long term, he could remain either at D end, move to the interior D lineman, bulk up, of course. It depends on how he develops this first year, really. Uh, Again, his head coach, Boris, said, quote, "Once they see what he can do with their tutelage, they'll decide, all right, we have this guy that can do this. We'll put another 25 on him, move him inside. Or we really like what we've been doing with him on the outside. We'll keep him here, tweak the things, and we think he needs to tweak." I could see it either way. So with Jack and JT on their way to the NFL after the 2024 season, and then Tyleek at defensive tackle will also be out of eligibility. Ty Hamilton could jump into the draft in 2025 as well. So that opens the door for everybody behind them in the D-line room. You got Kirks. He can compete for snaps in year two. He'll have plenty of competition, though, on the depth chart. But he does have the physical ability to grow into a future starter for the Buckeyes. As far as a player comp, Draymond Jones, both guys are from Northeast Ohio. Kirks will look to follow in Draymond's footsteps from OSU to the NFL. Draymond also redshirted his freshman year back in 2015. He played both sides, inside and outside, as an edge. In his first 2 years, he had 71 tackles and 9 TFLs and 1 sack. His first 2 years at Ohio State. Then his third year, he just exploded on the scene and had 43 tackles, 13 TFLs, 8.5 sacks, a pick, 2 passes batted down, a forced fumble, 3 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown. A little bit of everything. Stat sheet filler. Then Draymond entered the 2019 NFL draft. He was a third-round pick by the Denver Broncos. So Kirks will probably, like I said, take a red shirt his first year, but he has the size and versatility to make the same impact as Draymond Jones. So look for Dominic Kirks to crack that lineup, get on the field, in 4 games this year. But then in year 2 in 2025, he should be in the 2 deep at least. So hey, that's all I got for you today. Hope you're having a hell of a week. Let me know what's up. Hit me in the comments. I always respond to every single comment. And we'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.